Support lines are overwhelmed, and customers are getting hung up on as they try to
Good, get fucked, losers. Visa and MasterCard, the war is raging, boys.
figure
We
out
must
what's going
rage
after
on!
Tens of thousands of games have been removed from itch.io and Steam. These gamers are just trying to get answers, but nobody from Visa seems to have a clear explanation.
You know why? Because they're sending people to the emails and they're copying and pasting the emails.
Yeah, they do.
That's what they do.
They just don't want to give it to you.
Exactly.
MasterCard has released an official statement for this issue. Both Steam and itch.io are facing a massive wave of censorship. On itch.io, the platform completely de-indexed all adult content from search and browse pages. This was a drastic move, which itch.io confirmed they had to make to protect the platform's...
Steam was originally a little bit more conservative with talking about who was causing this. They originally wanted to be like, well, it's a policy shift. But then Itch came out and said that we're having to take people's stuff down because of Visa and MasterCard censorship. They straight up said it. And then Steam is kind of leaning into it as well now. They're like, yeah, it's because of the purchasing people's...
for payment infrastructure. But this isn't just...
See, the problem with this is, and I know it's going to come up, is, yes, some of the games that they took down were bad. Number one, they weren't illegal. They weren't hurting anybody being up. And number two, they won't stop there. It's just the start. Next, it'll be Grand Theft Auto 6 or something else of the nature.
An itch.io problem. Steam has
already completely decimated the manga industry and changed an entire culture in Japan.
Quietly delisting games, even
they've been fucking around with Japan on this for years.
That's what I've been saying. The war at Japan for this has been going on for years. It has been going on for so long. The only thing that's going to get rid of this is legislation. You need to pass legislation.
Something that the creator of Nier Automata, Yoko Taro, has talked about this for years. People didn't really pay attention or care that much because it was a localized issue and we're in an American...
He's a video game director, if you're wondering.
American, Western, English-speaking internet sphere, but it's been an issue for a bit.
It's just that they finally finished their war with Japan, so now they're taking it here. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, the fact that they actually managed to change the culture down in Japan's manga is big. That's massive. And the fact that Japan's government hasn't stepped in to fix this is kind of crazy. They need to step in and fix this, and that's where it's going to start changing.
For the first initial ones, more games are getting removed from Steam, even some with very little adult content. The reason for all this is intense pressure from payment networks like Visa and MasterCard, or even other ones like PayPal and Stripe.
He's
Although
absolutely
some
right.
want to just blame Steam for removing
that's another one real quick, is that PayPal also does this shit too.
It does.
So everybody getting mad at Steam and, at Visa and MasterCard, totally fair.
PayPal started it. But now that we've got these two titans that absolutely have the market locked down on payment methods, it's a huge problem.
But they do not have a monopoly on being full of shit. PayPal also is full of shit.
Games, they essentially had no choice. In a post Collective Shout made trying to celebrate, as they really only care about censoring.
Collective Shout are the individuals that originally pushed for these changes because they were being ignored by Steam, rightfully so, because they're retarded. I think that this is a big loss. But they're finding out real quick, Collective Shout anyways, finding out real quick that the internet isn't as quiet as they like to think it is.
As many things as possible, they specifically...
Objectification of women is the problem, was the excuse? Why is objectifying women bad? I think it's great. Who decided it's bad?
Mention how they tried to get Steam to listen to them for months, but obviously
all good, man.
Never listened. So they had to take it a step further and complain to payment processors instead, which is where these companies like Visa and MasterCard were able to abuse their...
I think that we should put these fucking people in like a padded room. Since they want to pad the world, we should just pass a law that's like, well, look, instead of padding the world, why don't we just pad you up? Why don't we put you in a room and you can sit there like this, and then you can rock back and forth all day. That could be your exercise right there, just rocking back and forth, talking about how the world is terrible. You know, since you think the world is so bad and it's hard to live in, we'll just put you in a room and let's 4x4, and then you could just stay there and that'll be fine.
power and force
Yeah.
games to get removed. Now, itch.io is taking a two-part approach to this problem. The first is a long-term plan, finding new payment partners who are more accepting
the best
of a
thing they can
wider
do.
range of
Honestly, I feel like because Visa and MasterCard are doing this, there's a good chance that their monopoly probably won't hold as steady if there are up-and-coming debit card people or credit card people that are willing to pick up the slack that they don't. The real problem that I see with Visa and MasterCard's monopolies, they're not even fighting each other now. Like when one raises a price of like for example, the credit card, if you use a credit card, it's 33% interest. They'll also match that. It's not competitive anymore. It's more like a monopoly of the market. It becomes a monopoly when they're no longer fighting. Like if, for example, like if I had a McDonald's and the Burger King next door, they still have the dollar menu, then I would try to make it a 99-cent menu so that way I can beat their prices, But now all these companies are just working in tandem and working together, and it's killing the market.
content. This is a crucial step for the platform to become less dependent on the rules of a few powerful companies. While this
I
doesn't
think that you have to have regulation, and while a free market could solve this problem in the long term, it also doesn't account for... So there are things that companies with monopoly status do to exercise that control that transcends their reach of the scope of their business, such as lobbying and trying to advocate for regulations that effectively act as a barrier to entry to competitors that are trying to enter into the same market.
That's part of the monopoly thing that I was saying just now as well. Of like their bar to entry, like they're trying to take out the people that are below them either with bribes or buying their company, trying to come up with some dirt on them so that way they can blackmail them into leaving the market. It's all monopolistic tactics, and it usually 9 times out of 10 works. Hell, in some cases they will buy the bank that the owner of the new company got the loan from, and up the interest rates to the point where they can no longer afford it and they go out of business. These are just some of the slimy tactics that these credit and debit card companies do. And it's not just them. There are other companies that do. The McDonald's could do that. Any monopolistic company can do this. They have so much money that they're not hurting at all.
I don't think that there's the idea of a free market, I think, is kind of an illusion. And I think in this circumstance, that's what's happening right now.
Fix the underlying issue
it's what
of
will
these
happen.
payment processors controlling what gets sold. It gives itch.io a fighting chance to bring back the removed content and continue supporting adult games. Itch.io has begun relisting some free adult games. This is a huge piece of the puzzle. Since these games don't require a payment processor, their return proves that the issue isn't with itch.io or Steam's rules, but with the financial companies themselves.
Of course it
like
is.
we talked about
Absolutely.
in our last video, gamers aren't
always
having
is.
any of it, and are now using the same tactics Collective Shout used to express their complaints to payment processors.
Because originally, and I've got the numbers here, I looked it up. The original call count to Visa and MasterCard was 1,060 from Collective Shout. As of the start of this war, there are roughly 20,000 calls a day. So these people are probably ripping their hair out at this point. And the thing is that it's probably still not going to change. It's probably not going to change.
You have to use the Karen's ancient magic against them.
Yep.
You have to use it. I know it's blood magic, and it might not feel
It's awful.
good, but you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. You're going to end up dead.
Visa and
Fight
MasterCard.
fire with fire. That's right.
I think that the fact that they are destroying this is fantastic. The gaming community, yet again, has to pull itself together to fight this, and it's great.
Actively seeing more reports of users calling these companies to complain, and this organized effort is having a visible effect on their customer service.
Yeah.
Support staff are now clearly overwhelmed.
We don't have to watch any more of this. But no, it is absolutely decimating their customer service support. People are picking up the phone and hanging up whenever they finally get a hold of somebody. Sometimes it from what I understand, from what I've been reading online, it could take them up to 30 minutes to get in contact with a customer service representative from Visa or MasterCard. They either get hung up on, get called a predator, or get sent to the email that instead of dealing with this in general. And it's crazy. It's actually crazy.